Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. This 17th century conspiracy may explain the Oak Island money pit. Could this complicated theory involving a 17th century plot to overthrow the King of England be behind the Oak Island mystery? It sounds pretty convincing, and there's even some hard evidence to back it up. Anyone familiar with the History Channel series, The Curse of Oak Island, knows the mystery well. But for those who haven't yet heard the tale, buckle your seatbelts. Oak Island is in Nova Scotia, and the mystery in question is a legend that there's big treasure buried there. Since the 19th century, explorers have tried to locate the loot, and some interesting artifacts have been unearthed. But the main treasure has never been found, and remains a mystery even to these explorers. Theories say that the island could be home to a massive pirate treasure, the Holy Grail, Shakespearean manuscripts, or the Ark of the Covenant. Not only is there a mystery, but there's also a curse, hence the name of the History Channel series. Legend says that 7 men will die searching for the treasure before it is found. To date, 6 men have died. Now there's endless theories to what type of treasure could be on the island, and how it got there. But the William Phipps theory has many convinced, with hard evidence supporting the claim. The theory was recently broken down by writer and history buff Hammerson Peters on his YouTube channel. The video sources much of its information from the book Oak Island and Its Lost Treasure, which first presented the convincing conspiracy. The theory, as presented by the Peters, goes something like this. William Phipps was a successful 17th century explorer with his expeditions funded by the English. When King James came into power in 1685, the Catholic king was wildly unliked by the Protestant majority, including political leaders and aristocrats. Simply put, they wanted to overthrow him. An enemy of King James, who fled to Holland when the king came to power, convinced the King William I of the Netherlands, who was Protestant, to join forces with the English to overthrow King James. All King William I needed money to fund the war. Here's where the treasure and Phipps comes in. In a previous expedition funded by English aristocrats, Phipps found a Spanish shipwreck loaded with treasure. He and his crew recovered about $4 million in today's currency on their first loot of the wreck. Upon his return to England, the rogue Protestants convinced Phipps to go back with an increased crew from Holland and gain more treasure to fund the invasion. After all, Phipps had his own problems with King James, who wouldn't let Massachusetts self-govern, even after Phipps gifted him boatloads of treasure. After looting the wrecked ship a second time, the crew from Holland sailed back to the Netherlands with silver coins to fund the invasion, which was successful in overthrowing King James in 1688. But Phipps and his crew went to hide the rest of the treasure for safekeeping on Oak Island. There his crew dug the infamous money pit. Theory has it that while digging, an underground cavern gave way, flooding the pit with water, and leaving the treasure in a precarious and unretrievable state. Phipps and his men sealed the money pit and went to inform England of the big problem. Secret engineering squads were deployed to the island many times, but couldn't retrieve the treasure. By the 1750s, the British Crown decided if they couldn't have the treasure, no one could. The British then booby-trapped the island, creating shafts and flood tunnels modern-day explorers have since discovered. But the treasure still remains untouched. Now that's a pretty legit theory, and modern-day discoveries on the island, many of which have actually been found on the Curse of Oak Island series, back it up. There's the discovery of a 16th or 17th century pickaxe, proven to be from England. Then there's several pieces of wood discovered in the series, all of which have been carbon dated from the late 1600s to the early 1700s. There's also the 2 human bones discovered in Season 5, one of European descent and one of Middle Eastern descent, both carbon dated from the late 1600s to the mid-1700s. Not only that, but core samples from the Oak Island swamp indicate human activity took place somewhere between 1674 and 1700.